YouTube! ¿Qué pasa? Welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video on my channel. Right, today we're going to talk about a few latest leaks about version 1.6. Yes, you heard right, version 1.6 has been leaked, and the free characters which are going to be dropping in version 1.6 plus their skills and their set has been leaked as well. Now, do note these informations in this video are subject to change because Hoyoverse may change wordings or may even change a few things with these characters itself, right? So don't take these for 100%, but the way these kits are, that's what they are going to be, and the characters leaked are going to be like that. Now, there are no leaks regarding the character designs yet, right? But let's jump into it. So the first character we're going to be talking about is Dr. Ratio, and Dr. Ratio is dropping in version 1.6. Now it hasn't been confirmed yet if he's dropping in version 1.6 part 1 or part 2, but here is his kit. Now he's basically a imaginary hunt character, which is awesome. Finally, I'll probably be able to make my true imaginary mono imaginary team. His basic attack deals imaginary damage equals to 7% of Dr. Ratio's attack to single enemy. Skill trigger talent effect one time towards a single enemy target. It will then deal imaginary damage equal to a percentage of Dr. Ratio's attack to said target. Now, there is no specific percentage here yet, so we don't know yet how much it's gonna be. His ultimate will deal imaginary damage equal to a certain percentage of Dr. Ratio's attack and inflict the full mark on a single enemy target for a few turns. I'm presuming this is going to be for 2 turns, as I've read something elsewhere. Using skill against enemy targets with the full mark on them increases the number and the max number of times talent effect can be triggered by a certain amount of times. I believe this is 5 times. Once the turn of enemy targets with the full mark ends, Dr. Ratio immediately receives an extra turn. This only works on the most recent target Dr. Ratio uses ultimate on. Right. So this is a very interesting ultimate actually. His talent. When using skill randomly, gain one of the 5 additional effects. When attacking, triggers follow-up attack of imaginary damage equal to Dr. Ratio's attack. This can be triggered once per turn. Dr. Ratio receives one of the following buffs: attack buff, crit rate buff, crit damage buff, and speed buff for few turns. I'm presuming this is again 2 turns. Each buff can only stack up to a specific amount of times. So that's his talent. And his technique. After using technique, Dr. Ratio creates a special field taunting nearby enemies, lasting for a specific amount of seconds. If Dr. Ratio enters combat with enemies inside the field, there is a specific chance base chance of all enemy targets speed decreased by a certain percentage, lasting for a specific amount of turns. Only one special field can exist at a time. Now, Dr. Ratio is definitely very interesting. Like this is probably one of the characters I would be like to go for, especially since he's imaginary and I love imaginary characters in this game, and I would like to build my true imaginary team. But yeah, this is definitely very nice so far. So let's look at the next one. Now, the next character we're going to be talking about is Shou, or if I've spelled her name right. Now, she is going to be a quantum path of destruction unit, right? And she's going to be 4-star. Probably she's going to be featured in one of the 2 banners of either Dr. Ratio or the other character I'm going to talk about in a second, right? Now, with Shou, her skill and ult, let's quickly look at this. Um, yeah, there is nothing much said about this. Numbers are the most STC things here. Skill. Shou deals quantum damage to a specific enemy equal to 150% of her attack and to nearby enemies equal to 60% of her attack. That is actually a lot. I'm actually curious if these numbers are actually 100% confirmed yet. Her ult, Shou deals quantum damage equal to 342% of her attack to a specific enemy, which can ignore the enemy weak points and reduce their tenacity. Each layer of Vendetta obtained during this attack increases the damage dealt by 19%, up to a maximum increase of 76%. Right, very interesting. Also, this Vendetta is another, let's say, status which is going to be inflicted. When Shue, her talent is when Shue deals tenacity damage to an enemy, she gains up to 6 layers of Vendetta. When it reaches the maximum, Shue immediately launches an additional attack against the enemy, dealing 3 instances of quantum damage to a random enemy equal to 93% of her attack. If the target's weak points is quantum damage, the damage dealt by this will be increased. The target dealt by this the damage dealt by this attack will be increased by 28%. So you're gonna have dealing 3 instances, so you're gonna deal additional 3 times 28% increased damage. That is very, very nice. Technique. Shui immediately attacks a random enemy, dealing quantum damage equal to 80% of her attack to all enemies after entering battle. Oh, nice, nice, nice. That's actually very nice. So this sums up basically Sure. Now, again, there is also no information about her character design yet, right? But as soon as I have infos about the actual character designs, I'll be dropping them for you guys. And last but not least, let's talk about the last character, which is going to be Rune Mei. And he or she is going to be a 5-star Ice Path of Harmony character. Very interesting. His skill or her skill increase the damage dealt by the entire team. Actually, that is an awesome skill. Ult deploys a barrier within its range. The whole team's attack is increased. And when an enemy's shield is broken, a mark is attached to them. Enemies with a mark have their weakened state durations increased. Right. I'm actually interested in knowing what the percentage here is going to be. But that is also very, very interesting. Her talent or his talent increases the damage dealt by the entire team to enemies in a weakened state by a specific percentage amount, I'm presuming, anyways. And technique is going to be deploys a barrier that eliminates enemy hostility within its range. When combat is engaged within the barrier, the entire team's break effect is increased for several rounds. So we probably finally get a character which is going to be making a lot of use of the break effect on specific relics. Very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting. Again, this is the least informations we have for now. There is no percentages linked here. But it would be interesting to know this ASAP, of what the specific ranges are we talking about here. But yeah, those are the kits for the 3 new characters. Um, yeah, unfortunately, again, as I said, we don't have any character designs yet. These kits aren't 100% fixed yet, so there may be some changes coming to them in the future, again, just before or prior to the release of 1.6. But as soon as we know more information and as soon as we have infos about the specific light cones, I'll be dropping them to you guys as well. And yeah, as always, thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys next time.